Thank you, Robin, and thanks for the 5 and 9. You're 5 and 7, just above my noise floor this evening. The noise floor went from S4 earlier on to about S5, S6, and you're peaking about S7 at the moment there, Robin. But really pleased you come back to me, and I'm pleased that I'm actually giving you a good signal. I thought that the skip was going to go longer into Europe by now, and I wasn't expecting too much into G, but as you say, you're just south of the John O'Groat, so you're nearly outside of the United Kingdom going north. Tonight, Robin, I'm using an old Yaesu Fox Tango 101 Zulu Delta, about 40 years old, running about 130, 140 watts at the moment, peaking, and the antenna's just a 90-foot long wire, so it's not the best antenna in the world, but does seem to work okay for Inter G on the lower bands. So back to you there, Robin, and if you can give me some information for my logbook, that would be great. MM6CXT, this is M0JCF. Yeah, MM6, CXJM0JCF. Well, I'm sorry to hear about illness, etc. But, you know, onwards and upwards, I'm sure you'll get there in the end. I mean, I only got my M6 in the winter of 2017. 5 months later, I got my intermediate. And then it was just over a year later that I got my full license. So I got my full license in November 2019. So it was sort of 2 years between the M6 and the full. But I will add to that, Robin. I did fail my my RAE in 1978. So I do go back a long way with the amateur radio, and I go back a little bit further with radio in general, particularly shortwave listening and crystal set building, that sort of thing. I was very, very keen in the 1970s and designing all different types of crystal sets just to get that good combination of coils and capacitors, and it's never left me. I still build them to this day. I find the LC circuit, the tank circuit, a really, really fascinating thing, you know, and resonance and all of that sort of stuff, you know. I'm a keen Tesla coil builder and all of that for the last like 30 years, so you can see I do like me coils. But yeah, I mean, your 10 watts and that fan dipole, absolutely stonking down here when you think about it. You're nice and clear. When you nudge just over 7 and you get further away from my noise floor, your signal gets really, really good. But it looks like you've got a good takeoff up there as well. And as you say, if you could almost see, I'm sure you can't, but if you could almost see Norway, then you've got a great vantage point there, Robin. I'll give you the WX today down here, seeing as we're at both ends of the country. WX today wasn't a bad day, actually. I'd say it was double figures, about 10 or 11 degrees, broken clouds and a light breeze. So it's been a good day for hanging the washing out there, Robin. Back to you, MM6CXT M0JCF. Yeah, MM6 CXJ M0JCF. Well, it seems like you can turn your hands to just about anything there, Robin. You know, agriculture, you couldn't get much further from the wireless, as you say. Myself as well, I love the old radios. I do have newer radios, but I love my old hybrid and valve kit. As I say, I'm talking to you now on a hybrid, the FT101ZD. The other radio that I've been using quite regularly is slightly older. It's an analog radio. It's the Kenwood, or the Trio Tango Sierra 520 Sierra. I haven't used it for a few weeks, but I was going to break it out tonight actually, but I just this radio was all plugged in, so I just used it. Sitting on top of that Trio is a Swan 350 from about 1967. It's the American copy of one of the KW radios, which incidentally were built quite near me. I live in Sidcup in Kent, and KW radios were built down in Erith in Kent, just a few miles away and nearer the River Thames. And then I've got some other old valve radios as well. There's summer camp radios. They're you know, like Yaesu copies, or built under license by Summer Camp for Yaesu. The FR100B and the FL100B, they're in really sad condition at the moment. It's a future project. I bought them with the view that, you know, in a few years time when I retire, I've got something to sort of get stuck into, so I'm in no rush to restore those at the moment. I've just sold on a few radios that I've refurbished. One of them was the Yaesu Fox Radio 50 Bravo, so the FR50B, and that was a communications receiver which I bought last summer, and I sort of restored that, but it was a little bit surplus to requirements. So yeah, I do actually sell them now and again, but not often. I've probably collected more than I've sold, and you know, it's just all ongoing projects. But yeah, this 101ZD is good enough as it is. I mean, I got it almost brand new in the box. and I was very pleased with that. And then the TS520 is in really good condition. It did need some work. It was drifting all over the place, and had a few other issues with the AGC. In fact, the AGC's still got a bit of an issue. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it isn't. It sort of makes up its own mind, really. It doesn't even matter where I set the switch for the AGC. As I say, sometimes it can blow my eardrums out. But that's the story this end there, mate. And yeah, it's quite remarkable that this late in the evening, the short skip, which it particularly, I would say, is short skip between yourself and me, is working really well. So back to you, MM6CXT M0JCF. Yeah, MM6CXT M0JCF. Robin, an absolute pleasure. Really pleased you come back to me, and really nice to hear that 10-watt signal from that fan dipole reaching it down this neck of the woods late in the evening. Well, it's not that late, is it? But, you know, later in the day, we'll say. It's a great pleasure to always to speak to our friends up that neck of the woods. Enjoy what you're doing, and no rush to get your intermediate, I'm sure. But when you have got the intermediate, I will then be coming up there with a big stick for you to get your full license. So I'm looking forward to working you under your new licenses as and when you get them. Take care, have a fantastic evening, and I look forward to the next time, Robin. All the very best, and 73, stay healthy and stay wise. MM6CXT M0JCF. Bye bye, old chap, and take care. Yeah, cheers, Robin. QRZ. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. CQ40. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Calling on 40. CQ40. This is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Fox. Calling 40.